All right, so here we are live. It's noon, Friday afternoon. I'm Raymond Modulin, and welcome to the first episode live here on Facebook with Real Estate with Raymond. A little bit about me. I am the director of Real University. I've been a licensed real estate agent since 2001. I've done about $70 or $80 million worth of closings between the commercial closings and all my investors. So I've got a little bit of experience. I've been the instructor for Real University. We are a pre-licensing course and also continuing ed. So today I just wanted to do a little bit and see what's going on. And if you've got questions, I think if you type them, they'll show up right down here for me, so we can talk a little bit about it. What we're going to do is talk about getting your license. What good is a real estate license if you want one? If you're an investor, is there an advantage to having one, or is there a disadvantage to having one? So type a question or a comment and let me know what's going on. I can see the little number there about all you viewers out there. So if you have something specifically you want to talk about, whether it's with a license or without, that's fine. We can do it either way. So let's get started with, as far as real estate goes, to broker real estate in Indiana, you have to have a license, okay? This is all going to be based on Indiana stuff. If you're listening somewhere else, I'm pretty sure most every other state is going to have to have a license. And I am getting quotes, and thanks, Chris. Yes, it is a new haircut in case. Well, I'm not too sure what the hell that was, but the phone rang in on me. Obviously, I found an error, Brandon. We have to disconnect my phone while I'm doing this, too. So we're going to have to put that in airplane mode. I wonder if this will still work. So what we were talking about was, in Indiana, got to have a license to broker real estate, okay? There is an exception. One of the major exceptions is if it's your own real estate. So a lot of real estate brokers don't need their license because they're buying and selling for themselves. All right. Now, if you're an investor out there, there's a couple reasons why you really, really want to get your license. Okay. Here's two main reasons. The first reason is just the education that you're going to get when you get your license. Because I guarantee you that even if you've done deals before, you're not exactly sure what the legal address is. You're not exactly sure how title work works. So there's going to be an advantage to you to coming in and getting the education. I've had plenty of real estate investors that have gone through the course that have never got their license. They just wanted the education. Now, the second thing is that your license can do for you is it actually kind of puts you in the good old boys club or girls club. Okay. What I mean by that is, that definitely going to have to shut that off. All right. There's a lot of times where people only tell agents that something's for sale or it might be for sale, or other agents will talk to other agents and say, hey, I've got something coming on. So you kind of get in with the in crowd and find out what's going to be coming for sale. All right. So the two biggest advantages is, one is the education that you're going to get. Two is that you become with the in crowd of other agents that might have stuff coming for sale. So there's definitely some advantages to getting your license. Now, what's the biggest disadvantage, okay? Here's the biggest disadvantage, and it's not even really that big. You just have to disclose you have a license. That's it. I can still buy from my own account and all of that. Actually, to answer your question, Chris, that's on my end because people are calling in on my phone and it cuts it off. So I apologize. I'm going to have to find a way to turn the cell phone portion off when doing this video, because right now I'm actually using my cell phone. What I might do is maybe it's trying to move to my iPad. That'll probably be better. Maybe in future shows we'll go to the iPad and try that. So the downside to having your license when you're an investor is you just have to disclose it, okay? So it's not really a downside. So if you're going to buy property, you have to disclose to the potential seller, hey, I'm licensed, because theoretically most people tend to think that you have an unfair advantage if you have your license. So you kind of have to disclose that. All right. Now, if you're out there and you're thinking about getting your license, it's one of the best careers in the world, okay? There's a couple reasons. If you've got any questions about getting your license, put them right down here. Yeah, okay, same thing with you, Kurt. Um, Obviously, now we're finding ways that people are going to distract me. Look, I've got a simple mind as it is. I'm going to have a hard time trying to do this and that at the same time. So getting your license is a best idea in the world because of nothing else. Look at this. Where else in the world can you get a job that could potentially make $100,000 a year and the tuition's like $500? All right. Putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. That would be another good idea, Liz. I think I'll probably try the iPad. That's probably going to be a better way is do the iPad. But thank you for that. Back to what we're talking about. So getting your license is a good idea because nowhere else can you earn a $100,000 job and your degree is 90 hours and $500. All right. Now, I don't want to make it sound simplistic. Obviously, there's a lot of work on your part. The other good thing about a licensed real estate or getting your real estate license, it is something that you can potentially do in a part-time position, and you can have it forever. All right? Forever. There are people that I know that have had their license 30 and 40 years, and, they may only do 3 or 4 or 5 deals a year, but it's always a good added income because theoretically you could do a real estate part-time. So it's a good idea to get your license, whether you're going to be a full-time broker or not. There are people that come into this business that have the aspiration of going to one of the big box companies, and their goal is to become 40, 50 hours a week, do all of that. There are some people that come into this business with the aspiration of, I'm an attorney, or I'm a doctor, and don't laugh, I've had both of those. Or I'm a school teacher, and I've got summers off. Another popular person is firemen. Firemen, 3 days on, 3 days off. So during their 3 days off, they chose to do real estate. So there's a lot of reasons to get this, but once you get the license, you can virtually keep your license forever. So therefore, you're never unemployed. You've always got something going on. All right. If you've got a question about getting your license, right down there, send me a comment and we can talk a little bit about it. At Real University, we have the course 2 types. You can get it live right here in the classroom, as you can see, or you can get it online and work at your own pace. So either way you want to do it is a fine way. Tuition's $4.99 and it's 90 hours. I mean, you're equivalent to about 3 or 4 hours of college. Okay, that's about how many hours you would spend if you're doing a college course. You do 30 hours or 90 hours here. It's about 3 or 4 college credit hours. We do 90 clock hours, all right? If you have any questions about real estate at all, send me a comment. Let's talk a little bit more about the advantages of having a license. A couple of the other advantages is the BLC. Now, that if you're in Indianapolis, you know what the BLC is. If you're sitting somewhere else, it's basically our MLS system. The MLS system is a great place. Not only do agents put all their listings there, but it allows you to be able to sort through those listings. As an investor, you've got to create some kind of network so that when a property goes on sale, somebody's going to call you and go, hey, man, I saw a property you're going to like. If you're licensed, you can, on a daily basis, just sit down at the MLS and find out what just went on the MLS. The good thing is our MLS system, or the BLC, allows us to sort rapidly and by a lot of different methods. Okay, like say hello to Robert Miller, just joined us. Robert, how's it going? So you can sort that. So if you only want something in Speedway with 3 bedrooms, our MLS system allows that to happen. So the good thing about that is that as an investor, that allows you access to all of these properties that are potentially for sale and a quicker access that you don't have to wait and get it from someone else, all right? So that's another advantage to being licensed if you're a real estate investor, is the access to the MLS, all right? Once you've got the access to the MLS, that now allows you to do some continuity. Used to have a good friend named Craig Heindel, if anybody knows Craig. Craig used to every Monday go out and look at HUD homes. Every Monday, all right? Because you never know when you're going to miss that one good deal. So what you need to do is, this allows you with the MLS, you can spend Monday, look up all the properties, spend Tuesday going and looking at the properties, and Wednesday creating offers for that. So the continuity is another key issue about investing in real estate. Having the MLS is the great access. To get to the MLS, obviously, you've got to be licensed. And that's what we're talking about today, is the advantages of having your real estate license if you're a real estate investor. All right, if you've got a question, send it to me. It's right down here at the bottom. No more dialing in like the old radio show. If you guys ever used to listen to my radio, remember the Real Estate Monkey. So now we're trying technologies advanced. The upside for me is I can do it from anywhere. The downside is you actually have to now stare at my face instead of just listening to it on the radio. All right. So getting the license for the real estate investor, there's also another advantage that we haven't even touched on. The other advantage is once you're licensed, you can actually be a realtor, all right? So if you got your license as an investor and your thought was, I'm going to go buy some properties and I want access through the BLC, don't forget you can also list properties now. You literally can have another income as a realtor while you're being an investor, because people could come to you and go, hey, I want you to list my house, which actually is how I got started. I was an investor. I owned property, left the corporate world, got my license, started investing. Eventually, one day I had a guy come to me that was a fellow investor and goes, hey, I want you to list my property. I'm like, well, I'm an investor. I don't list property. Oh, yeah, I guess I can list property. So I started listing property. That happened for about a year and a half, and finally I had someone come to me and go, hey, I want you to hold my license. And that's how my brokerage evolved, was originally because I was a real estate investor, wanted to get the information, got my license, joined MIBOR at the time, and then started holding people's license. So as an investor, not only do you get the information and the access through the MLS, you potentially could have other means of income by simply becoming a real estate agent and making it like that. All right. Now, I promised that I'd keep this first one short, and we're about 13 minutes into this, and I certainly don't want to bore you guys all day, and I got other stuff to do as well. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make you a deal. Every Friday at noon, I'm going to start doing this live here, and it's called Real Estate with Raymond. I want to invite you back next Friday. Between now and then, if you guys have any questions, feel free to send them to me through the Facebook, or you can send them at raymond@realestatemonkey.com, or call me or whatever. And next week, I'm going to talk about anything that you guys want to talk about, or some of the questions that you guys send me, all right? Until then, I think that this has been about long enough. I want to thank all the people that stopped by. If you have any questions, and please pass it on. I want to try and grow this as big as possible. Not in it for anything, just to kind of help you out. Judy, you're a little late, babe. I'm sorry, but we're getting ready to call it quits for the day. We've been on for a while. But next Friday at noon, come back and let's do Real Estate with Raymond, all right? Until then, peace. I'm out.